There comes a moment in every man's life when he gives everything he has just to impress a woman. He buys her gifts, sends her long messages, gives her attention, and tries to be the perfect man. Yet somehow, she starts to pull away. Her replies become slower, her interest fades, and you're left wondering what went wrong. You start to think maybe you didn't do enough. Maybe you should have tried harder. Or maybe she just changed. But here's the truth most men never realize. It was never about the gifts, the money, or the attention. It was about your presence. A woman isn't drawn to what you give her. She's drawn to who you are when you don't need to give anything at all. Because true attraction doesn't come from effort. It comes from independence, from that calm strength that says, I'm whole even when I'm alone. And that's what makes a man unforgettable. Most men grow up believing that love is something they have to earn. They think that if they are kind enough, generous enough, or available enough, the woman they care about will finally see their worth. So they keep giving more time, more attention, more effort, hoping it will make her stay. But instead of getting closer, she slowly begins to drift away. Her voice sounds distant, her messages come later, and her energy feels colder. And the man, confused and hurt, starts asking himself, what did I do wrong? He can't understand why his care and effort are being met with silence. The truth is, it's not because she stopped liking you. It's because she stopped feeling your strength. Women can sense when a man begins to lose himself in the process of trying to please them. Gifts, compliments, constant attention. They may look romantic on the surface, but deep down, they often reveal something else. Neediness, insecurity, or fear of losing her. And when she senses that fear, attraction slowly fades. What she truly wants isn't another gift or another promise. She wants to feel that you're solid, grounded, and unshaken by her moods or distance. Because in her heart, what she's really searching for is not a man who gives her everything, but a man who stands firm in who he is, even when she pulls away. First, let's talk about the energy of independence. When a man is truly independent, emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually, he carries a calm power that people can feel without him saying a word. He doesn't chase approval. He doesn't try to be liked, and he doesn't base his worth on how someone else treats him. That calmness, that quiet focus, creates an energy that women naturally sense and respect. You see, when a man knows who he is, he moves differently. He speaks slower, he reacts less, and he doesn't rush to explain himself. And that's exactly what draws a woman in. Not because he's trying to impress her, but because he doesn't need to. In a world full of noise, a man who is at peace with himself becomes rare, and what's rare always becomes valuable. That's why the man who says, "I'm busy right now, I'll call you later," holds more power than the one who drops everything the moment she calls. Independence doesn't make you distant, it makes you magnetic. It reminds her that you are a man with a purpose beyond her attention. And that's what keeps her curious. Now let's move to what I call the gift trap. Many men fall into this without even realizing it. They start believing that love can be bought, that if they give more, she'll care more. So they start spending money, sending gifts, offering constant reassurance, all in the hope of proving their worth. But here's where it gets complicated. When gifts come from insecurity, they stop feeling like love and start feeling like pressure. A woman might smile and say thank you, but deep inside, she begins to feel that you're trying to buy her approval instead of earning her respect. In psychology, this creates a silent resistance. She begins to pull away, not because of the gift itself, but because of the energy behind it. A confident man gives because he wants to, not because he has to. His gesture feels light, thoughtful, and effortless. But a man who gives out of fear makes every gift feel heavy. So if you want your kindness to be remembered, let it come from abundance, not from emptiness. And finally, let's talk about the magnetic pull of self-control. There's something deeply powerful about a man who doesn't react right away, who stays composed when others lose their balance. Women are not drawn to men who are unpredictable out of emotion. They're drawn to men who are unpredictable because of focus. When she doesn't always know what you're thinking, when she can't fully read you, her curiosity grows. It's not about playing games. It's about having a life, a purpose, a silence that doesn't revolve around her. That mystery, that emotional steadiness, is what makes you stand out. Human behavior works in patterns. What's always available loses value, and what's slightly out of reach becomes fascinating. So when she texts less or becomes distant, don't panic and don't chase. Hold your ground. Stay calm. Continue your path. Because every time you stay centered instead of reacting, you show her something that few men can, that your peace cannot be shaken. And that's the kind of presence that doesn't just attract her attention, it earns her respect. So now that you understand how independence shapes attraction, let's talk about how to live it, not just know it. Because independence isn't something you say, it's something you become. It's a quiet discipline that shows in the way you speak, move, and make choices. The first thing every man must learn is to stop proving his worth. You don't need to convince anyone to love you or to stay with you. The more you try to prove your value, the more you quietly tell yourself that you don't have any. A strong man doesn't beg to be seen. He allows his presence to speak for him. So instead of trying to make her notice you, start noticing yourself. Focus on your growth, your goals, your peace. Because the more you respect your own time and energy, the more others will too. Next, detach from outcomes. Don't let your emotions rise and fall based on how she behaves. If she texts you less, remain calm. If she pulls away, don't chase. If she leaves, don't break. Your peace should never depend on someone else's presence or absence. A woman feels safe with a man who is emotionally steady, a man who doesn't crumble when things change. This kind of strength doesn't come from pretending not to care. It comes from knowing that you'll be okay either way. That's real confidence. Not arrogance, not indifference, but peace within yourself. When you choose to give, do it from a place of abundance, not from fear. Give only when your heart is full, not when you're trying to fill an emptiness inside you. A small gesture that comes from strength will always mean more than an expensive gift given out of insecurity. A woman can feel the difference. She can sense when your actions are natural and when they're forced. So give because you want to, not because you're afraid to lose her. And finally, master emotional stillness. Don't let anger, jealousy, or panic control your actions. When a man reacts, he loses power. When he pauses, he gains clarity. Stillness doesn't mean silence. It means control. It's the ability to think clearly even when your emotions are loud. That calmness will not only protect your peace, It will make others respect you. Because in a world where everyone rushes to react, the man who chooses to stay composed becomes unforgettable. So remember this. Gifts may capture her attention for a moment, but independence captures her respect forever. A woman may enjoy what you give her, but what truly moves her is who you are when you give nothing at all. When your peace, your focus, and your happiness don't depend on her, she begins to see you differently. That calm confidence, that silent strength, becomes your most attractive quality. Because real power is not about control or effort. It's about stillness, discipline, and self-worth. So the next time you feel the need to prove your love through gifts or attention, pause, breathe, and remind yourself that your independence is the real gift. The man who doesn't chase validation is the man who earns respect, quietly, effortlessly, and completely.